Welcome to the Mark Pattison Show. Today, we're going to talk about what the heck is going on in this industry. You think we're going to go towards a crash? Find out on this episode. Welcome to the Mark Pattison Show. I went from being a solo agent to selling over $1 billion in real estate in just 6 years. I flip houses, I run a portfolio of investment properties, and I help people like you create lifestyles they couldn't even imagine living. I'm going to show you how to make riches through real estate. Welcome to the Mark Pattison Show. Welcome to the show. You know, this is something that we're putting together for quite some time, is that something is happening in the market right now. And truly, do you think we're going to be heading towards a crash, or are we going to be seeing what we did in 08, 09? You know, what's happening with the mortgage industry? Interest rates are at all-time highs for the last 10 years. You know, there is a huge change in the market. We're seeing less buyers. Homes are sitting longer on the market. But really, is it going to crash? You know, let's just talk about this, saying that, honestly, if I knew, you know, I'd be a lot richer than I am. But just from what the stats say, and I'm a numbers person, I like looking at information versus emotion. So just from what it says and what we're looking at is we're not going to be heading towards a crash. We don't have, you know, the like crazy loan situation going on. There are a lot of people laying off lenders. Reason being, a lot of those loan companies, Quicken, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they hire people on for refinances. Now, since the refi market is gone because interest rates have gone up, there's a huge shift. They don't need as many loan officers. They don't need as many processors. They're not doing as many loans. That doesn't necessarily mean they're not doing as many new home sales or transactions. It's just the fact that they don't have the refi market anymore. If you look at local lenders, small local branches, they're laying off nobody. The reason being is that they don't attack the refi market the same way that those big companies do. It's smart of the big companies, but it comes down to it is that they do have to lay those people off. So it essentially turns to where it's not a pleasant party. So if you're reading the headlines, if you're looking on the big news chains, it's going to say that we're heading towards a doomsday. They sell fear. That's their purpose. So just remember that buying a home, always having to focus in on it, you know, having to help your clients, that's something you're going to have to be there no matter what. So if you're going to look at this, I truly don't think that we're heading into anything that's bad. It's actually a great time to buy. The reason being, and the reason why you can tell your clients this, when interest rates are super low, what happens? You get a ton of offers, right? So now that the interest rates are at a normal rate, if you look at it, my first house was 6.5%. My parents, I believe, was 18.5%. So, you know, those 2s and 3% are gone, but still, you're still looking good. But the thing is that when interest rates are 2 and 3%, there's so many offers on the homes that people can't get into housing. So if you weren't able to get a house during that time, just because interest rates were there, you never got that interest rate. So you never missed out on it because you couldn't get a house because there were so many buyers. Right now, the buying pool is dried up because people are kind of scared. They backed out of the market or they can't afford it because their purchasing power went down the drain. So make sure that you go right now. If you buy a place, here's the thing. What's the worst that happens? Interest rates drop after you bought your place? Well, then refi. The real thing is the worst that could happen is interest rates go up, which is what's predicted is they're going to hit 7% this year. So if you thought 5, 6s are high, it's supposed to hit 7. So get ready. Now, I don't work for the Fed. I don't have any credibility in that sense, but trust me, you know, a lot of people have said that we're still going to see some interest rate hikes. Now, on that aspect is making sure that when you are going after them and you're going after these clients, like realize you're helping them secure a place now, because if interest rates go back down, even the slightest bit again, you're going to have a buyer frenzy because they're going to be trying to clean up shop as quick as possible. So some things that you should be focusing on: real estate agents, get back to the basics and help your clients. The buying pool that you had the last 3 months, those buyers, a lot of them aren't going to be the same buyers that you have today because, like I said, those buyers may not be able to afford what they want. So you got to almost go after an entirely new buying base. But also for your database of sellers, your past clients, make sure you're reaching out to them, provide value for them. You know, you want to be touching base with them at least every quarter. You should be sending them mailers. You should be touching base every single month minimum via email, through HomeBot, or just through a monthly newsletter. Something to provide value is you could be doing a happy hour, doing charity events. Do something that's different than just real estate. Yes, your clients hopefully know you're still a real estate agent, but you want them to think of you when they go to look at selling their house, and that's how you build inventory up. So keep in touch with those past clients through those events and different things. You should be adding 3 people per day to your database. What they say is that people are social currency, meaning that each person, whether they buy or sell, they do know someone who's looking to buy or sell within the next year. And if you add 3 people per day and your database is at 400 and you're actively working them with events and charity events and happy hours, you will see conversion, and you will see about a 10% conversion on that 400 person database. That's 40 sales just off your sphere of influence. And those people out there, I mean, that's the tellers, the grocery store check stand. Like I said, it's probably not them that's going to buy it, just because situationally, not everyone needs to buy or sell a house every single year. But their friends do, their family members do. And if they think of you, they're going to refer you. And there's nothing better than a referral. So make sure you stay on top of those people and add 3 people per day to your database. Today's episode is brought to you by MarkPattisonRealEstate.com, my 6-week master real estate team course. My team was the first team ever to sell over 500 homes in a year in San Diego County. And I'm launching a course, and you can learn the fundamentals of how to launch a successful real estate team and implement proven systems and strategies that get you results fast. For more information, visit MarkPattisonRealEstate.com. Once again, that's MarkPattisonRealEstate.com. Some other thing is make sure you constantly educate your clients, constantly educate yourselves. There are other loans out there. Yes, interest rates are high, but there are ARM loans. There's other situations that you can get in with that may not be such a hefty payment if your client has to buy. So make sure that you know the different types of loans. Make sure you're partnering with a great lender, hopefully someone local that you guys can meet on a regular basis for some education and go through the process of what it's going to look like in today's market to buy a house. What can I actually afford? What can my clients afford? How are we going to get them into the homes that they need to get into? And lastly, what you're going to basically go down to is the agents that are going to be around are going to be the agents that are part of the community. They're going to be the experts. They're going to be the ones that are providing the value to the clients that need it most. And trust me, people are always going to need real estate agents, but do they need you? So think to yourself, why would someone hire you? What is your unique selling proposition? USP. You should have that down. It's your elevator pitch. What's the value that you can bring to a client today that they're not going to get from another agent? So think about your USP. What are you bringing to the table? Provide that community. Make sure that you create your own community because you only need 400 people. And if you focus on that, the sales will come. And trust me, guys, as the market changes, there's going to be sales. And whether they use you or the other agent, that's up to you. You learned it from me. Hopefully you learned something on the Mark Pattison Show. Tune in. We are releasing new episodes all the time. So download it, save the podcast if you can. Looking forward to hearing some feedback, comment some stuff. If you have any questions on this, definitely put it down in the remarks and I'm happy to get back to you. All right, so long. Thank you for tuning into the Mark Pattison Show today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please download so you can refer back. If you like this content and want to continue receiving real estate education for free, head over to your computer, scroll all the way down to the section after the episodes on the podcast, and select the 5 stars. If you're willing to commit to transforming your business, please visit my website, MarkPattisonRealEstate.com. We've created a community of real estate professionals where we give back and share tips on how to succeed. Visit MarkPattisonRealEstate.com. And remember, if you're not fucking up, then you're not trying.